everyone. Coach Sullivan here again with MJS Coaching Football. To my subscribers, I thank you. Non-subscribers, I'm really hoping to tease you into pushing that button. This past fall, I completed my 38th year coaching football, and I was a defensive coordinator, but over that time, I've also been an offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, a longtime head coach, and all of this at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation, I want to talk to you about one of our prisoner games that we call Sword. Okay? Over here be the key terms to help you better understand how we teach and execute Sword, including determine where the Lucky Ringo call is, what side we're going to run it to. And then over here are the two diagrams. The top is our base odd front 3-4 look, of which the Rover is a part of the front here in this example, and then down here one of our even front looks that again the Rover is a part of the front. So I don't mind telling you, non-subscribers, a prisoner game is 4 defenders are involved in the pass rush, the 3 defensive linemen, and for us, the outside linebacker known as the Rover. And so the fronts that the Rover is a part of, okay, those are the fronts that we execute the prisoner games from, including our base 3-4 front that everything stems from. Okay? So over here, the first key term is Sword itself. Prisoner game, obviously, right? 4 people involved. But this one's interesting. It has 2 penetrators and only 1 looper. And both penetrators are on the same side. The way we determine which side we're running it to, the Lucky Ringo, to the Rover. Okay? As I've said, right, and subscribers, everybody has a different letter and different names. So if the Rover doesn't know who it is, right? So this makes it real simple. The Rover makes the Lucky Ringo call for us. So now the second term here is the defensive end to the call. So in both examples, I have Ringo, so it's on the right. So in both examples, it's the stud, right? Non-subscribers, push the button. So the stud is one of the penetrators, so he's going first, okay? He is going to stab the B gap. So he's going to get vertical. He's going to attack the protection. And so right now, I'm telling you, it's all hi-hats. It's a pass, okay? And then when he gets up the field, unless he has a chance for a sack, he's going to loop for outside cage versus pass, okay? The Rover is going to go second because he's the one and only looper. Hence why it's called to the Rover, okay? So what he does is he's going to sell it hard, fast, outside step as if he's speed rushing, and then he's looping behind the defensive end and the second penetrator, the nose, okay? And so he is going to be reading the designated blocker, the center. That's why the center is in red. And he goes his A gap unless the center is facing him. Then he's going to go opposite A. You want you guys to play fast with their feet, you got to make it simple so they can play fast up here. And they're just reacting. So his A unless, then he's going to go opposite A. Okay? And then the nose number 4 here, he's the other penetrator. He's stabbing A gap to the call. So if it's Ringo, he's stabbing A gap to the right. Lucky, stabbing A gap to the left. And he is really pushing the pocket up the middle. Okay? His aiming point is through the inside of the guard. The aiming point of the defensive end of the call is through the inside of the tackle. So we're really pushing that pocket and really attacking the A gap there, big time. Okay? And so what's the 4th guy doing, right? Defensive end opposite the call here. Well, he is speed rushing C gap for outside cage. So he's not a penetrator or a looper, but the way we're pushing the pocket, right, hopefully the quarterback, if we don't sack him, works out to the guy who's working speed rush, okay, for outside cage away from the call. All right, so now let's bring this thing to life here. So I'm going to use green, okay, on the side of the call, defensive end, right? Stabbing, getting vertical, making these guys work hard in protection. And again, if he doesn't have a chance for a sack, he's working outside cage, nose, stabbing hard, A gap. So I'm drawing the lines because it's just so you know they are working vertically, pushing the pocket up the field, making the quarterback get off his spot. So now the Rover, the only looper, right? One hard step, and then he is looping behind the defensive end and the nose because they are two penetrators, right? Looping up into the A gap. Unless the center is facing him and then he goes into the opposite A, because all we say is what's bet side. Okay, you want to rush back here so you can't be blocked. You want to rush here. That's the butt side rule. Okay, easy to teach in a drill, another presentation, but that's what we mean when we say butt side. If you go here, you're going to get blocked. You rush back here, you're not going to get blocked. Okay, not very likely. Okay, so then over on this side, right, A, B, C, speed rush, setting up the outside cage. Okay, now we come down here, coaching point first, right? Teach everything out of whatever your base is. We teach everything out of our front up here. And then as we introduce running, like in this case, sword from another front, we use our different starting point, but the same ending point. Because players naturally, I've had 23-year-old guys think, so what's my assignment now? It's the same. Instead of starting off in a 4 technique, you're starting off in a 3. So starting off at an 8, head up on a tight end, you're now a 5 technique on the tackle, but your assignment stays the same. So it's a key coaching point. Emphasize to your players, you're starting off in a different place, but you're ending up in the same place. So your assignment stays the same. Okay? So now, right, defensive end to the call, stabbing B gap. He's working out to the tackle instead of working in, right? Same. Now, instead of just stepping into the A gap, you got to kind of use a technique we call rip and swipe. So you can get across the face cleanly. And then, or tag, okay? But we got to be gaining ground because he's pass setting, and I don't want to stay on our side of the line of scrimmage. I want to be attacking, forcing him, if it's a hard or a soft set, but close the distance on that pass set, right? So we just say swipe, which means he's gaining ground. And then to the Rover, right? Nothing changes. One hard outside, butt side into A gap, unless he's facing you, and you're in the opposite A gap. Defensive end to the call. Now instead of having to step outside in the C gap, you're aligned in the C gap. Boom, done. There you go. Okay? So that's the sword, right? Puts a ton of pressure over here, especially with two defenders penetrating, stabbing their gaps, really making these 3 guys work their fannies off. Okay? So as I said at the beginning to my subscribers, to thank you, non-subscribers, I'm hoping I get to tease that button. Push the button. Tease you to push the button. To everybody, please reach out to me, Coach MJ Sullivan at gmail.com. Love to talk football with you. Want to thank you for watching MJS Coaching Football, and I want to thank YouTube for providing this platform.